If you're in insurance sales selling final expense and you're afraid of the chargeback risk, well, you found the right video. I'm going to give you what you need to know to capitalize when selling final expense life insurance. A lot of people think it's tough. It's, a chargeback nightmare. Not actually the truth if you do a couple little tips that I'll teach you today. So before I dive into this content with you, your friend in the business here, Jason at jasonfinalexpense.com. I do run a national insurance agency. I recruit agents across this nation. We partner together selling life, Medicare, and annuities face to face, but yes, in the telespace. So if you need any free resources, they're there on my website for the taking. And I appreciate you joining with me today. So many insurance agents get really nervous about final expense insurance, think that it's just going to be a charge back hell, and it's not the truth. So when selling final expense, the first thing that you want to do is pick the right carrier. Yes, pick the right carrier. So the first tip I'll share with you, you must, and I mean must, have the right carrier. The carrier that you select is going to depict whether you're going to have a headache, okay, or head in the right direction with increased profitability. A carrier that does not do true Social Security billing is going to result in you as an insurance agent experiencing a higher than maybe industry norm chargeback risk, meaning that you write a policy and the policy goes bonk. If the policy goes bonk, you ain't getting paid. So if you want to keep policies in place, it's very important that you set your sights on carriers that are into the true Social Security billing. It's the best in the biz, and that's what we do at jasonfinalexpense.com. We utilize carriers that really excel in true Social Security billing. You want to make sure that if you want to keep that policy in place. So true Social Security billing is massively important when you're selling a product to folks that are great people, but lower income. They need the best of us. And if you write a carrier that, let's say, this great person that maybe doesn't make as much money as you and I do, that they get paid on, let's say, the third of the month. Well, if they're paid on the third, maybe they're only paid once a month. You only get one shot at doing that draft, that electronic funds transfer. You can't do this wrong. You don't get a second chance sometimes. So if they get paid on the third, you want to have a carrier that knows how to take it out on the third. And if the third falls on a holiday, you got to make sure that you work with a carrier that knows to take it out on the first, because that's when they're truthfully paid. So when you're dealing with final expense insurance, it's a great group of people. They're amazing prospects, but you've got to understand when they get paid once a month, that money leaves their wallet as fast as it hits sometimes. And you know what? If that's how you were paid, it'd probably be the same way. So understand the demographic is amazing. Great people. Love these prospects very much, but you need to have a carrier that makes it easier for them to pay the insurance company. And that's all about having a true Social Security billing carrier. Carrier, if you're new to final expense, life insurance, face-to-face, or in the telesales, the carrier just means the company. Okay. But you got to make sure that they do use true Social Security billing. And there's very few carriers out there that do true Social Security billing on the first and the third of the month. A lot of carriers will do it on the second, third, and fourth Wednesday of the month, but very few will actually do it true to Social Security billing on the first and the third. And a lot of great final expense prospects, let's face it, they're paid on the first and the third. So if that's you and you need a good carrier to make sure that you can minimize lapses and losing your lunch when you get a chargeback, reach out, Jason Final Expense, and I'll help in any way I can. But tip number one, make sure you utilize a carrier that actually does true Social Security billing. All right. Tip number two, make sure that when you set up the billing, that you do it on the date that they're actually paid. If not, you will get played in this industry thinking that, wow, I got paid on when the policy issued, but then the insurance company never got money. And then guess what? You get a chargeback. You need to be coordinating with a low-income prospect, okay, that needs the policy. You need to be coordinating the billing when they actually get paid. Meaning, if they're paid on the third of the month, do not set a draft if you can prevent it, okay, on the 10th or the 5th, okay? These are great folks, but they're not the best with money. If you want to reduce chargeback risk, set it up on the day that Social Security pays them. So first off, use a true Social Security billing carrier. Second tip, Make sure you coordinate the draft date on the day that they get paid so that you don't get played. If you set it up for the 5th or the 10th, that just means they don't value the insurance that maybe you sold them. So make sure you're bringing tons of value. When you're selling final expense insurance, it's all about value. When value exceeds price, they're going to put their trust in you and get that great product that they really absolutely need. But it's all about bringing value. And if you can, with their permission, of course, set up the billing on the very day that they get paid from Social Security. It'll make your business stickier, especially if you're using an insurance carrier that knows how Social Security billing works. If you're using a carrier, by the way, that is not good, not true to true Social Security billing, you're going to have a lot of policies go bounce, and you're going to experience a huge chargeback risk. All right. So there's 2 tips for you. My third tip is make sure that you're not pushing clients. There's a lot of insurance agents that really give this industry a bad name because they're trying to back the hearse up to the house, pressure people into buying policies. It's just kind of not a great way to sell. But sometimes if that's you, or maybe that's how you were taught just through a lack of not knowing any better, you're going to realize that a lot of these policies won't stick and stay. You put pressure on them to buy a policy, and yeah, you may sell it, but you won't keep it, resulting in a chargeback risk at times. So make sure that whatever you do is in the best interest of your consumer. Focus on what they want. What's their inner why? Why did they fill that lead card out? Why do they want final expense, whole life insurance from you? The better that you are at uncovering what their true needs are, the better that your business will stick and stay because they know they need it. And when you sell it the right way, that business will stay on the books. It really will. And even when you're using Direct Express, I've got carriers that will even advance you on Direct Express business because they're so good at true Social Security billing. Tip number 2, we set things up to the best of our ability, if they'll allow us to, on the day they're paid. That keeps those policies sticky, which keeps your persistency really tight and really right. And then, of course, sell the right way. Don't be pressury. Focus on what's in the consumer's best interest. Don't stretch a consumer. You stretch a consumer that is lower income, that policy will go snap. The policy won't stick, the policy won't stay, and that's not what you want. So the final expense life insurance business is amazing. So is Medicare insurance and also annuity sales. We do a ton of it face-to-face and in the telespace, but I hope these tips help you. So first off, get a good carrier that does true Social Security billing, and there's fewer and fewer of them out there that exist because, for example, a company that ends in G that does a lot of guaranteed issue. Let me tell you, you set a draft date up for the 3rd, and they may not take out the payment till the 7th. The baby food company is just as sloppy, and a lot of other companies are equally as sloppy when it comes to final expense billing. So make sure that you choose your carriers right. If you want to reduce chargeback risk, make sure that you select the proper date for the draft. That's going to help reduce chargeback risk, and then just sell the right way. Don't be pushing people. Definitely lead them in the right direction that they want to be led, but don't push them into something. And then as soon as you leave that home, as soon as you get off the phone, that chargeback will follow you because they're going to call that bank and immediately cancel it. Just do what's right for that client. They're great people. They need us. And my goodness, if you look out for their best interest, it'll be the best experience you've ever had. But yes, selling final expense insurance is hard work. It always looks like that. It's very simple, yes, but it's not always easy. So I hope these 3 tips help you. Get a good carrier that does true Social Security billing, especially on the 1st and the 3rd. To recap, make sure that you coordinate the date of the draft to be decisive in exactly when Social Security deposits that money so that you keep that business sticky. And then, of course, don't pressure a client in. Just lead them to the right solution based on what their needs are. I hope this helps you. If you need anything at all, reach out, jasonfinalexpense.com. Appreciate you joining with me today. I put a couple videos up here that you may like as well. I appreciate you. We'll see you soon. And stumbling over my tongue. Have a great day. Keep taking care of good people. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.